Hi, good evening. Just let me get my earpieces in. Once again, Paul's not bloody ready. Typical. Evening all. Hope you're all well.
Massive shout out to LC. Massive shout out to Sharon. Big up to everybody in the chat.
There you go. They're the ones I can't. I haven't got things for. But hopefully everybody's okay. I'm cracking as normal. I'm going from strength to strength, as they say. Excuse me. Evening, Tom. I presume Tom's in the thing. I can't see his. I don't know why I can't see his. His chat. Well, I can't see it on there. And let me just have a look on this side. No, you can't see him on there either. So I don't know what the hell it is. But there you go. It's just one of those things, I think. One of those things of not in my power for some reason. Because I presume Tom's in, because I thought somebody said hello, Tom. Yeah, so he must be in. And Tom, I do apologise. I can't figure out why you're not coming into the chat. You're not bad or anything on any of my channels, so I don't know why it's happening. So yeah, I've had a call with a boy tonight. Actually, I've had 2 calls this weekend. He phoned me up yesterday afternoon about 5:30 and started yakking away. And I said, Levi, what have you phoned me at this time for? Are you busy tomorrow? And he said, well, I wanted to catch you before you go live. I said, what, 24 hours in advance? Oh, sorry, Grandad, I didn't realise. I thought it was Sunday. You know, you're getting worse than me. Anyway, so yeah, I've had a 10-minute chat with him. I don't try and stay on long because I can talk for hours and I don't want to use his credit. But he's on, I've written it down what he told me. So he's on quality control. Yeah, Tom, I can see you now, mate. I wonder what happened there then. Anyway, it doesn't make any difference. So, what was I saying? Yeah, I spoke to him about 6:20 for 10 minutes. He's on quality control. He's buzzing because time's flying. We're nearly through the end of February. Another month gone. Going quick now. Flying by. His bags will be packed. He'll be ready to go, as they say. And I think the only thing he mentioned was his food's not that cracking. Well, you know, that's one of those things. Spiky, good evening.
Big shout out, Spiky Speaks Out.
So, is Bibby in? Noxie? Do you have that on repeat? Do you have it in shortcuts? You just shortcut that Bibby's a pup. I hope Bibby's not in thinking I'm calling him a pup, because I'm not. Yeah, he's yes, Spiky. It's flying by, mate. It's flying by so fast that I haven't got his computer ready yet. So, but I'm slowly getting there on it. I have lots of other things happening in my life at the moment, so his computer's the last thing on my mind at the moment. Bear with. But yeah, if anybody recalls last week, I do. If anybody recalls last week, and I was talking about my experience in Northern Ireland, and I couldn't remember where I was based in Northern Ireland. Well, I've looked at my stuff and I found it. It was called Castle Dillon, as in the magic roundabout. But there you go. That's where I was, Castle Dillon. 6 months. Yeah. So what's everybody been up to? Well, Sharon, have you been putting stuff up? Because I've not had any. I've not had any updates from. You'll have to forgive me because the dog downstairs bloody yelping, and it's doing me head in, and my mind's going over there and up there and all over. It wants some bloody lead in its ear, does that dog? Forgotten what I was talking about now anyway. Yeah, Spikey, I've got his goodie bag ready. Well, it will be ready when he comes out. So, yeah, I was on about YouTube not sending updates. However, talking of that, yesterday, pops an update saying Bobby's live. So I went on to that, and he was only on for 10 minutes or so. He's just testing stuff out. And 5 minutes later, it come back up and said Bobby's on live, and it was a different bloody channel. What's that all about? How many channels do you need? Yeah, Tom, I was trying to tell people that I'd remembered where I was in Northern Ireland. Evening, Larry. In Northern Ireland, because we were talking about it last week, and I couldn't remember where it was, but it was a place called Castle Dillon. I can't remember the exact address, but I've had a look on Google this last week, and it looks like it went to look like a dump, and I think now it's been all done up and made like a posh place. Don't know what you call it, a posh hotel type thing. Don't know really. But yeah, I have happy memories of Castle Dillon. I learnt how to water ski there. Spikey, what help do you need on your computer, mate? Because I might be able to help, I might not, but you never know. I'm quite good on computers. But the computer says no. Anyway, so I was saying to Sharon, have you put some updates on? Yeah, Clary, that's it. Reboot. Reboot. It always gets rid of whatever you want. First thing is reboot. Second thing is to hit it with an hammer. That always sorts it out. Smacking it with an hammer. Is anybody new coming? No, I don't think so. I haven't seen anybody new. So as you can see up there, I've changed the background there a little bit, showing him on one of his lives on a Saturday night, playing his music and rabbiting away. Oh, I shall have to go across to Sharon's and see see what she's got up there. But like I just said, I haven't had any. I have subscribed and I've hit the bell to remind me, but nothing's come up. So I don't know why. I don't know who Mank Dank is. So there's some for you. Yeah. Anyway, got the sunglasses on, that little emoji there. I love it. I can never find bloody sunglasses and stuff like that. All my emojis look shit. But there you go. It takes me all my time to type. I can't be bloody typing and yakking in emojis as well. Yeah, well, needless to say, I won't be going to look. So there you go. Anyway, not a great deal's happening, apparently. I've been having a good couple of weeks. I was expecting, things come in threes, don't they? And I was expecting my call on Friday morning or Saturday morning from the lottery to say you've won $1 million. Didn't come, of course. But it wasn't till about tea time that I realised you've got to buy a ticket first. Otherwise, they're not going to phone you up and say you've won $1 million, have they? But yeah, if anybody can lip read, you can see that what the boy's blathering on about in the background there. But anybody got any ideas on what you want to know, what you want to talk about? Or, like I said, the only updates I can give you from Chegsy is on and up because his time's flying by. The food's rubbish and he's on quality control. So there you go. And I think that's exactly what he said last week. Man, he did say that he'd spoken to Knotted on Thursday or Friday. I'm not quite sure which one it is. Yeah, the summer. Yeah, there's only till just after the summer. And we're cracking. We'll be cooking on gas. Else, yeah, I did mention that you went to see him on Valentine's Day. I did ask him how many cards he got. And he said 1. I said, it's all right, son. It's only 1 less than I got. So there you go. I don't think he's into studying at the moment, Tom. I think he when he was in Hull, he was into studying and stuff like that. But I don't think it's very good down at Loudham Grange. I don't think it's his kind of thing. I don't really know how to explain that, but I've told you he's got loads of ideas flying about in his head about when he comes out and what he's going to do and things like that. And I said, well, start writing your scripts now. Get them done. Write down the stuff you're going to be doing. Don't be just thinking, oh, yeah, I'll do that. And then when you come out, you've forgotten exactly what you thought about. Write it down. So has anybody else spoken to Has anybody else spoken to Levi this week or had an email? I didn't ask him about his emails this week. I normally do, but I didn't. But he does seem to be phoning a lot. Don't know if he is, but it just seems to be when he phones me up, he says, "Oh, I've had a chat with so-and-so, and I've had a chat with so-and-so." And sometimes I know who he's on about, and sometimes I've no bloody idea. You'll have to forgive me because I've got a bloody awful itch. Yeah, but Kels, it's all right doing lots of reading, but the dandy and Dare and all that kind of things, I don't know what you call comics nowadays. they were the comics when I was young. They're not the things to read, are they? Well, I'm not knocking it. The Bruins, yeah, I can remember the Bruins, but that's not. I was thinking that wasn't the comic I was thinking about. It'll come to what comic is Dan Dare in? What do you call the bloody comics? I know there was the Dandy, the Beano. So Dandy. So the Meat Pie Man, Desperate Dan, the Meat Pie Man. I don't think he was in the Dandy, was he? I thought Dandy was the girls' comic. I don't really know now. The Raz. Yeah, I remember seeing the Raz. I don't think it was one I used. Eagle was another one. That's it. Dan Dare was in the Eagle. You see, it comes to me just before you put it up, but that wasn't the one I was thinking of. But yeah, I remember Dan Dare being in that. I used to get the Eagle every week. Beano was another one. I think Beano's still going, apparently. I could be wrong, but I think it's still going. I seem to recall seeing a programme about a fortnight ago about it. Viz. Now, there you go. They're later than the Eagle and stuff like that. That was a hell of a logo, wasn't it? The Viz. I remember that one. I don't recall getting it and reading it because I think I might have been at the wrong age group then. But I could be wrong. I could have got things mixed up. I'm at that age where I get things mixed up, unfortunately. But luckily, I've got an older brother who's got a memory like I don't know what. He can remember he lent me 10 bob in 1969 and he never got it back. And he keeps on about it. Are you going to give me that 10 bob back that you borrowed? Yeah, nah. Statute of limitations, you've no chance. Yeah, that bloody dog. I don't know if you can hear the dog doing me head in. But, yeah. Now, there's a play on words, Clary, isn't it? Buster Gonad. It's a bit like, what was the one on TV where it was all innuendo? Tom, what's his name now? The cabin boy. Captain Pugwash, was it? I can't remember now. I just remember that it was really, really, when I got older, I thought, wow, how did he get away with that? The cabin boy. Yeah, I didn't go up at Top Shelf. I was in it too much. Master Bates, that's the one. Clary, well done, Master Bates. How the hell did you get away with that in those days? So, yeah, get away. I love it. Yeah, I can remember the cabin boy. Oh, God. Yeah, okay. That's it. Yeah. They're coming thick and fast now, aren't they? Roger the cabin boy. Seaman Staines, Master Bates. I don't think Bobby was in it. Really don't think Bobby was in Captain Pugwash. Oh, sorry, Bobby. I didn't realise you were in the chat, mate. I was just reminiscing about mags when I was, not mags, what do you call it? Comics when I was young, and they're starting to come back into my head now. I'm just trying to remember. I know my sister used to get a comic. I'm sure it was the Dandy, though, when I think about it. But I could be wrong. But it sounds a girl's comic, doesn't it? Dandy. Or Dandy. Oh, I used to love Dandy. Yeah. Oh, Dandy. Wow. He's alive. Oh, get away with you. No, I don't. But Kelsey, I think Bunty was a bit later. I think I could be wrong on that one. There was a boys and a girls comics in the late 50s, early 60s. And basically they ran side by side. But I can't actually remember exactly what they were called. But I know when I was 8 or 9, I started to get the Eagle, because that was the one to have, because it was a bit more science fiction-y type, that type of thing. But yeah, lots of comics come and comics go, but some last forever. Board games. Well, we didn't play a lot of board games, Tom, to tell you the truth. We were a family of card games, Evening, Greg. Nice to see you again. Hope you're having a cracking time over there. Are you in front of us or behind us? I think you're behind us, aren't you? So you could be having your lunch. I presume you do. Yeah. I was going to say, do you have a Sunday lunch? But I suppose everybody has a Sunday lunch. It's a stupid bloody statement. But yeah, we didn't play many board games because there was no father in the house, and my mum, didn't have a lot of money. And so but card games, we were into card games. 5 hours behind. Okay. So it's 2 o'clock and it's snowing. Ah, wow. I'd love some snow. I haven't seen snow for ages. We don't get it in Hull. I don't know why. Everybody else gets bloody snow. We don't get any. I think it's all got to do with all this salt air coming over us. Yeah, Knox, you're just showing up now saying you got snow. But yeah, anyway, to get back where I was, I've forgotten this is... it's all got to do with climate change, Greg, apparently. According to our bloody government, it's got to do with climate change. According to that fat git across your border, he said it's God's work. But there you go. I shouldn't get political, really. I'm not going to get political. I'm not going that way. Yeah, man, I can honestly say it's been quite cold. It's been quite cold. Well, I'm saying it still is quite cold. But according to the weather forecast today for the week, it's going to warm up next week. So as well as going out in my t-shirt, I might go out in my shorts as well. Just to show, I could take the weather. Yeah, right. I don't go out. Tom, you wasn't allowed. What weren't you allowed? Board games or card games? My mum taught us all a card game. And I'm trying to remember what it was called. It was a right funny game, and I've never seen it since. Basically, I think she might have made it up thinking about it because she always bloody won. I think she changed the rules as we played. Mums are like that, aren't they? Changing the rules. I don't know what dads are like because I never knew one. So, but my mum was a bit like me, really. I'm a bit like my mum. That's more like it, isn't it? Because my mum had 2 rules of the house. Rule 1 was what she says is right. And rule 2 is if she's wrong, rule 1 applies. And that's the same with me. So there you go. Noxie, I don't think Leeds is near Kels. Well, might be. Well, it's down the road, but it's not spitting distance. Yeah, Kelsey, that's right. I was trying to think what end LS 16 and 18 is. Give me a clue on what area that is, because I ain't going to bloody Google. If I start Googling it, my bloody computer will go ape shit, and then I'll be messing about. I found out why it was. All right, Cookridge, yeah, I know it well, Cookridge. Yeah, I don't want to be messing about because last week my computer wasn't working correctly, and I realised what it was. It was an update. Again, a bloody update. Told them I don't want any updates. You switch it off and it still comes. What's that all about? It's too much. Microsoft's got too much pissing power. I told them I didn't want Windows 11 and it updated it automatically. Oh, we've updated it. However, this ain't working, that ain't working. You'll have to figure it out yourself. Bloody lovely. Don't you love them? Dickheads. But there you go. That's Microsoft for you. No wonder Billy Gates is giving all his money away. He feels embarrassed for taking it. Trying to think why I know Cookridge. I don't think we had a boozer in Cookridge, and we certainly didn't have one in Bramhope. So why do I know Cookridge? I know it's good evening, mate. Nice to see you. To see you, nice. Welcome again. And I'm just gonna
big up to everybody in the chat.
There you go. So if I've missed anybody, there you go. Yeah. Do you know, when I get off here at 8 o'clock, I'll sit down for a cup of coffee and straight away it'll come into my head, oh, Cookridge, that's where blah, blah, blah. Oh, shit. Got to wait another week to update you on why Cookridge sticks in my mind. But, yeah, I've been very industrious this afternoon. I've made myself a corned beef hash. It's sat in the oven waiting to be turned on. Do you know, it must be one of the easiest meals you can make, corned beef hash. And everybody makes it different. You know, you can say to somebody, oh, I had a corned beef hash last night. Oh, I love corned beef hash. With all that cheese on and all that. What? What's that all about? You know, but it's each to their own, isn't it? Everybody has a different way of making corned beef hash. And of course, my way is right. Yeah, I could. If it comes to me before tomorrow, I'll mention it tomorrow night when I'm on with Bobby. Has Bobby gone to sleep? Because I haven't seen any. I haven't seen any comments from him. Well, yeah, Bobby's got 2 channels. He's got The Real Honest Truth 2, and he's got The Honest Truth. It's another one. I can't put a link up because I can't remember what they are. But needless to say, I've subbed on both, and I've clicked the bell thing, you know, and it does work. It comes up. That's The Real Honest Truth 2. That's his other channel, isn't that's the older channel, I think. Not his old channel. Anyway, it's a bit complicated, isn't it? I just have one bloody channel. I can't. How can you be messing with 2? I can't cope. Well, I'm telling a lie. I have got 2 channels, don't I? But I post different things on them both. Tom, you're not wrong there, mate. I love corned beef hash. It's one of my favourites. Really is. And what's just popped in my head about food was, hey up, Carlos. Good evening. Is when I was in the forces, we used to have a thing called all-in stew. And what it was when we were on exercises, we used to get our rations used to come in boxes. You know, everything was tins of this and tins of cigs and tins of toilet paper and tins of matches and tins of, and I bet you it is, Clary. Yeah, so you got all these tins. You got puddings, you got rice puddings, you got soups, you got all sorts. But the thing about the tins, where they didn't have any labels on, nothing had a label on it. It was they all had a stamp on the top. You know, it would say something like Oxtail soup, 10th of the 6th, 1946. You know. Just in a bit of thing. Now, after a few weeks, after a few weeks, all these little things came off. You know, they just disappeared. The ink went. So, of course, you'd pick up a tin and you had no idea what was in it. None at all. Because all the tins were the same. You had big tins, little tins, fat boxes, thin boxes, cardboard boxes. You had them all. Anyway, so at the end of an exercise, we'd always have buckets and buckets of tins of food. And what we used to do, and I don't know how to explain it, but we used to have a great big boiling pot, bloody ginormous they were. And we used to sling all these tins into the boiling pot, cover them with water, and just whack them on. And then at dinner time, you'd just tell, they'd come round for the dinner before we were moving, and you'd say, right, it's all in stew today. Go and pick 4 tins out of there. So you had no idea what you were getting. You might have got 4 rice puddings, or you might have even got a tin of fags. It was amazing, but it certainly kept you on the ball. And of course, not everybody had a tin opener. So we used to hide the tin openers out the way. So mean out, really, aren't I? I'm a bit of a mean bugger. Yeah, it all depends on whose sausage you're having. Right. Yeah, I think I'm on a different wavelength than you are. But anyway, where was that? I saw something else come down. Yeah, Tom. Corned beef, onion and spuds. Well, actually, I put baked beans in mine. So there you go. Like I say, everybody does it differently, don't they? I don't put anything on the top. I just let the once it's got hot enough and whatever, I turn the oven on full so that it actually crackles the potatoes on the top. So we all have a different way of doing corned beef hash, but it's a super meal and it's cheap, isn't it? You can feed a family of 4 on a tin of corned beef and a couple of onions and a bag of spuds. Can't go wrong. Full meal for 4. Peanuts. Well, there's no peanuts in it, but you know what I mean. It costs peanuts. But of course, when I cook, I can't cook for one. I don't know what it is. I just can't cook for one. And, I'll do something and then next day I'll have to eat what I did the day before. And then maybe if I've made a little bit too much, I'll have to eat it on the 3rd day. Because I just can't cook for one person. I made a curry last week and I had 3 dinners from this one curry I made. I didn't have them all day after day after day. I had one on one day and then a couple of days later I had another. And of course, curry, the longer you leave it in your fridge, the better it gets, the tastier it gets. So it's nice on the, when you just get it straight out your pan and onto your plate. But the next day, it's even better. And a couple of days later, it's just superb. So there you go. Few little tips kicking about, really. But yeah, what else we got? I've just turned my head to read all the comments because on my screen I'm talking to you through. I only see half the comments. They go through too quick. Whereas on the streaming software, the comments stay there a lot longer. So not ignoring you. I feel a little bit off when I'm looking that way, because I think it's a little bit ignorant me not sitting and looking at you, because I feel as though I'm talking to you in person rather than you talking to the back of my bloody head. Like, you know, I'm not going to say it, but there you go. So, if anybody's new or there's somebody sat in the background who's not interacting and whatever, good evening, welcome. Hope you're enjoying the hour of me rabbiting about bloody nothing, and nobody's giving me any hints about, you know, to jog my memory or ask me a question. Tom's normally quite good at throwing questions out, but you know, sometimes he throws a question out that I have no idea what it means. Oh, there you have it. You know, when you're thick, aren't you? Is that a little ghost I can see there? Is that little ghost, real honest ghost on yours? It's got a little picture of a ghost. Is that an emoji, or is it one of your channel thing? I don't know what you call them. You know, I'm not up on shit like that. But there you go. I don't think I've got one. Evening, Bibby. And then I didn't feel anything, mate. That'll go above your head. Yeah, I'm good, mate. As yeah, Tom, I did collect marbles. I didn't collect football cards because I wasn't, you know, when I was young, I wasn't into football. We were into gangs. I can remember it well. I was in the Black Hand gang. And each street on the estate had a gang to the street. My street's gang was called the Black Hand gang. I don't know why we were called the Black Hand gang, but we were lumbered with it. Well, there you go. And marbles, yeah, used to collect marbles, and used to enjoy playing marbles. I can't remember what, you know, you used to swap them and God knows what to try and get the biggest marble you could get. Yeah, Noxie, we did. Old Drayman. And it may sound a little bit weird, really, but we always used to give them a breakfast because they always used to come to us first, because they knew if they come to us first, we could, they'd get a breakfast. So we always gave them breakfast and, of course, a couple of pints. So we always looked after them. Look after your draymen and they look after you. So there you go. You get him. It's like anybody in life, isn't it? If they can help you, if you look after them, they'll help. Yeah, we did. We did call it. I called mine, my big marble, a bolly. But candy cigs, yeah, I remember candy cigarettes. They weren't my favourites, though. Woodbines were my favourites. Capstan Full Strength. That's what I started smoking when I was 9 years old. Capstan Full Strength. God, Bennett, what a cigarette that was. And it didn't have that little thing on the end, you know, to make it easier to smoke. You used to be forever going, spitting out the bloody tobacco. Capstan Full Strength. Yeah. Yeah, you can't go, you know, it's, people appreciate it when you look after them. You know, you show goodwill or whatever. And They show it back, don't they? That's the thing. They show it back. And you know you're going to get your deliveries when they say. So, they'd say, well, we're coming at 8:00 in the morning. Is that all right? Yep. And they'll be there for 8, Whereas other pubs used to have to put the bloody signs out on the street and leave them all day because their dray wagon didn't come, or it was late or whatever. But we used to have, what was that? There was a pub on just outside Tadcaster that I went to co-manage for a little while. The brewery asked me if I'd go, I think, for a month. And it was just on the A64 bypass, York bypass, just outside Tadcaster. And it was a Sam Smith's pub. And of course, our drayman there, it was a dray and 4 horses. The 4 big dray horses. That's what they used to deliver to this pub just outside Taddy. So they were cracking people as well. They were nice draymen, I can honestly say. Man, would never give me a go on the horse. But there you go. That's one of those things, I suppose. But yeah, it was. I don't think there was many pubs were getting deliveries by horse-drawn drays. And I'm not talking, in the 50s and 60s. I'm talking in the 80s, late 80s, and they were still delivering horse and dray. I don't know if they still do it. I would think they do because they're into Sam Smith's is into tradition in a big way, or they always were in tradition in a big way. I presume it's still the same. Yeah. Yeah, that's nice, Noxie. That's how to look after them, matey, isn't it? Conkers. Used to love conkers. Yeah. Conkers. There was a report on the TV not long ago about a bloke doing conkers, wasn't there? I seem to recall world champion conker player or something, and they'd accused him of cheating. I think he'd painted a marble to make it look like a conker. Because you can do those stupid things, I suppose. Yeah, in vinegar. I'm trying to remember what we used to do. We didn't do ours in vinegar. Evening, B. You haven't missed a lot, mate. It's just me talking shite, quite honestly. Like I do. I try and spread out an hour of stupid things and occasionally drop in a little anecdote or something that pops in my memory. Somebody might jog my memory on something, and then I can start to yak. V, you've not missed a great deal, mate. He phoned me tonight, 10-minute phone call. Excuse me. 10-minute phone call. He's on a high because time's flying so quick now, and he's on quality control. Didn't actually tell me what quality control it was on, but hopefully it might be Penthouse or something like that. I'd like to do quality control on Penthouse. Don't know if it's still going. Anyway, and of course he says the food's crap. Can't wait to get home to something good. Again, But there you go. That's for another day. You'll have to forgive me because I've got a frog in my throat or a tickle or something. So it's still bloody there though. Yeah. So, well, when you know, once you've got over that miserable month of January, because that feels like 6 months. Once you've got over that, time just flies. No, I've never heard of Sinclair Collins and Breaks. I might have used Breaks because weren't they food? I think Breaks were food people. But we didn't tend to get stuff like that brought in. We tried to shop local. Back in the day when shopping local wasn't the thing, but we tried to shop local because the way I thought about it was the local butcher. If you went to the local butcher and you started to give him your, I don't know what you call it, custom, and of course they start to rely on knowing that you're going to be using them. So, you know, you can negotiate some really good pricing. And of course, you're spending locally. And of course, if you go into the butchers and buy, I don't know, 50 quid's worth of meat, you know damn well that some of that 50 quid's going to come back in your Jack and Jill because that's shop local and the locals come to you. There you go. So we did. It was when it wasn't, back in the day when it wasn't the woke thing to do. You know, we used to do it, shop local. We didn't have signs up saying, you know, this came from 2 doors down, this came from a field in the back room, and you know, all that kind of crap what they do nowadays. But that's what we used to try and shop local, because then you're spreading your money into the locality where you live, and those are going to bring it back into your Jack and Jill. So the money's just doing around. So there you go. That's so let's have a look. Breaks, Bookers, and Tesco's. Yeah. Well, Breaks. Did you say Breaks was frozen? I think I saw somewhere about Breaks foods being frozen. Yeah, Breaks were frozen. Sinclair Collins was cigarette machine. Okay, we didn't. Trying to remember, we didn't have cigarette machines. We used to sell cigs from behind the bar. And we used Bookers for the cigarettes back in the day. I don't think it was called Bookers then, but it was later on. But that's where we got the cigarettes from. And I think the only thing we did get that we got a rep round from the cigar people. Trying to remember what they call them now. But yeah, we used to get the cigar people come round, so. Wasn't Will's. You can't remember. It's a bugger when you can't remember, isn't it? I've got 3 big things you put on your wall, you know, pictures or whatever. But it's got all the you used to get cards in the cigar packets, and you know, it used to be regiments or dogs or buses or trains or whatever. I think I've got 3 hanging up in my hallway. One's regiments from 1800 and one's dogs, and I think one is trains. But I can't remember what brand it was for the cards. If I got off my ass now and walked out there and looked on the wall, it would tell me, because I used to get them off the rep. I didn't save the cards myself. The rep used to bring them in, So, and again, that's because how you treat them, isn't it? So it's a bit like, when any rep used to come to the pub, the first thing you said to him was, "What have you got for me?" And he used to say, "Oh, well, okay, I don't really have much." And then you say, "Right, okay, before I give you an order, let me have a look in your boot of your car." And then you go in and say, "Well, what about that there? And what about that there? And what about that? I'll have some of that." So then, of course, you negotiate what you're going to buy off them. So there you go. That's how I worked and got loads of stuff. Just bear with me a second, because I've just heard something and it sounds like somebody was trying to break my door down. So just bear with me. There you go. On my bloody door, dickheads. Yeah, sorry about that. It was across the block. It was bloody loud though. Yeah, I've just, while I went out to have a look outside, see if somebody was trying to smash my door in, I looked at the picture things on the wall, and it's Castella is the cigar, people. That's who used to do the cards. But no, I don't get my keys, Kels, for... Well, she phoned me up on Wednesday and said I've got the new flat, and it'll be 7 to 10 days before I get the keys. Yeah, well, Castella was Hamlet, mate. Castella used to... Castella's the brand, and Hamlet is the make of the brand, if that makes sense to you. So, yeah. Well, yeah, so that's why you got cards in them. If you look at the cards, they'll say Castella on them somewhere. But I like I say, I've got 3. I used to have quite a lot, but unfortunately, my past caught up with me at some point, and they got smashed up. Don't know how to put that, how it was, but there you go. That's for another thing. Yeah, Kelsey, I hope you had a good chat, darling. He was, like I say, he was on an up when he was talking to me. So okay, Tom, what's giving you the OMG, mate? Has something happened? Have I grown another head or something? The horns are not showing, are they? No, I've covered them up for tonight. So, yeah, that's like I was saying about reps. it was always, let me look in your boot first. Didn't give them out until they let me look. If they said, no, you're not looking in my boot, I used to say, well, you're not getting an order now. Sling your hook. I didn't have a divvy stick then, though. But I used my mouth, which I can do. But, yeah, so it was it's give and take, isn't it? You know, these reps are given all this stuff by their companies to, you know, to hand out to people to try and woo them into getting something else. And then what happens is they have all these friends that they make sure get the stuff, and those who are not their friends don't get knack all. Yeah, Kelsey, it can. Yeah, it can. But you know, back in the day, I could rip them a bit. I had the banter. I could use it if I had to. I didn't need props or anything. I had the banter. I can't think of a word for it, but I had it. Unfortunately, most of it's gone now. I don't know where it's gone, but do you know, Tom, I like those. I can honestly say I like those, but I do like a cigarello now and again. Even though I've stopped smoking, I do like a cigarello now and again. But it was a bit like my mum, you know. I have a chat with a family chat on WhatsApp on a Thursday night with my 2 remaining siblings. And we were on about my mum, and my brother says, oh, well, you know, mum hated it when you smoked. She never smoked, you know. I said, well, yes, she did. I said, no, she didn't. Yes, she did. She always had a cigarette at Christmas, and she always had a cigarette on her birthday, because I remember it well. Oh, yeah, but that's not smoking, is it? I said, well, isn't it? Oh, I might take it up again then. If that's not smoking, I might just say, well, I'm having this one for my birthday and I'm having this one for Christmas. And I'll go for all the Christmases I've missed. So, yeah, that's not smoking. No, it isn't really. Yeah, Tom, I did think somebody was trying to smash my door down, mate. I really did. And it's not often. I mean, I've got these in my ear. I've got stuff going through my ears, and I still heard the noise. I don't know if it came over on the mic, but I heard it. But it was nout. Well, it wasn't mine. It was them over the way. So there you go. I think if you look up on there at Cheggs on his live up there, it looks like he's bounding about. I think he's had too many bottles of pop. Forgotten what they call that stuff he drank. Those little bottle-y things. Somebody will remind me. I've got one somewhere. In fact, I've got 2 or 3 of them. But I can't remember what they're called. I know they're bloody strong. Magnums, that's it. You see, I knew there'd be somebody who could remind me. Magnum. Yeah. If you'd have said Tom Selleck, I'd have got it. But there you go. Okay, folks. It's come up to 8 o'clock-ish. I've gone a little bit over. I don't normally do. I normally rabbit on for bloody ages and then cut you off real quick. But I've enjoyed my time. I've enjoyed my hour-ish. And just remember, like or don't like. Either like or don't like. It all helps. If there's people sat in the background, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Hit the bell. You'll get to know when I'm on next. And it's great talking to you. Slim Panatellas, Tom. Love them. You're talking my kind of language, mate. So it's live long and prosper. TTFN, and I'm on tomorrow night with my mate Bobby. I'm trying to find my bloody streaming platform now and I can't find it. But there you go. Why can't I find it? What's that all about? Oh, no, that's not it. No, that's not it. Do you know, I might have to just keep rabbiting on because I can't find how to bloody finish. I found it now. There we go. Yeah, TTFN, take care. Live long and prosper. Come back real soon. Take care because I care.